the NBCSN hockey analyst who joins us. I was trying to describe what a Game 7 at the Garden was like. If I said just listen to a game, you don't know what game it is, would you be able to tell a Game 1, Game 5, Game 7 just by the crowd?
Absolutely, Dan. Game 7 last night was passionate. It was energized. It was well played. The fans were really appropriate, I thought, in New York last night, especially during the national anthem. You can tell. I've done so many games, either coaching or broadcasting in different buildings, and there's a different vibe. There's a different amp, Dan, when you're in a Game 7 environment. So, yeah, absolutely. That was a spectacular moment for the National Hockey League and for both teams last night, I thought.
How many goalies are in Lundqvist's category?
Very few in terms of what he's able to deliver on the big stage. I go back to 2005 when he won the championship with Frölunda over in Sweden, and the way he delivered in that one against Färjestad. Then you go to 2006 in Torino and winning the gold medal against Finland. He was spectacular. And then obviously last year helping the Rangers get to the Stanley Cup final. He's one of a few that can really stand and deliver, Dan, on a big stage. And do it with consistency. Some guys might be able to do it on a one-off. He can do it with consistency.
Okay, but what makes him great?
His focus, Dan. He is amazingly focused. I know your basketball background, and, Michael Jordan, what made him great? He could focus. He had winning time. He knew how to create winning time. He knew how to get things done when other people would melt or fold. Lundqvist has those same characteristics. He's highly intelligent. He's very focused. He studies the league. He's quick as a cat. His fundamentals are spectacular. He knows his limitations as a goalie, so he plays to his strengths and avoids his limitations. He's just a brilliant athlete. He really is.
When did it change? When did goaltenders become maybe the best athlete on the ice, or at least one of them?
They started getting coached, and I think it started, quite frankly, with Patrick Roy in 1986, and kids thought it was cool to play goal because of the Canadians' run to the Stanley Cup in '86, Dan. And he developed a thing called the butterfly style, and kids all over the world, especially a country like Finland where their population base is between 6 or 8 million, depending on the census that you believe, and they just started to become a goalie factory around the world. And you look at it, and now you've got great American goalies, you got great Canadian goalies, you got great Swedish goalies, you've got even some great Russian goalies now, which was not always their strength. So I think it started to change in '86 when Patrick Roy really helped develop the position.
But has the sport changed since '93 after Roy and the Canadians won and haven't won since?
Well, I don't think the sport's changed that way. I think the sport's become faster, better coached, and the athletes are obviously better because we have a bigger talent pool to draw from. We're getting players coming from non-traditional hockey markets like Arizona, like California, like Texas. Phenomenal athletes. You still have the 3Ms in Michigan, Minnesota, and Massachusetts in the United States, but I think the athletes, Dan, more than anything else, have really helped improve the game because we're getting a deeper pool of athletes that have come into the game. The game's never been faster, and it's never been better played.
He's Pierre McGuire, NBCSN hockey analyst, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Alex Ovechkin, I saw the headline, the most underachieving player in NHL history. It's pretty harsh, but you make your name by big moments in the playoffs.
You do. I thought he stepped up in a big moment last night. I thought in a Game 7 he got the first goal of the game. I thought he was really electrifying when it came to hitting and trying to create space for himself. You have to remember his coach and he don't get last change, so it's an easier matchup game for the Rangers to get Dan Girardi and Ryan McDonough on the ice against them. I thought Ovechkin was valiant in defeat. I really admired the way he evolved as a player this season, the way he evolved as a leader this season, and the way he evolved as a teammate this season, Dan. I couldn't say those things about him earlier in his career. I can now, and I can say it with confidence. Alex Ovechkin did a phenomenal job for the Washington Capitals and his teammates and his fan base and his new coaching staff, and the future's bright for the Washington Capitals, and he's going to be a big part of it.
You mentioned last night there was no chatter. The benches weren't chattering. Like it was right. Almost that. I mean, this was serious. This was deathly serious between these two teams. But we see playoff hockey, and there's no other sport that matches playoff hockey. But what is it about the regular season, though, where it's a different game and how it's played, styles?
It's territorial during the regular season. It's guys trying to mark their territory, and sometimes it gets verbal, sometimes it gets physical. It's a grind. It's an everyday grind. It's 82 games. It starts in early October, and it ends in the middle or the beginning of April, depending on the calendar and whether we have Olympics or not. So it's a really tough grind. You're usually playing every third night. A lot of travel, a lot of time zone travel, a lot of physical beatdowns. I mean, it's just not easy. So it becomes a territorial sport where you're basically trying to survive. So survival of the fittest for all the players. Once the playoffs start, it's the entire core group going against the other team's entire core group. And you're playing best of 7, and you play every other night for potentially 14 nights. And if you don't stick together, you're going to lose fast. So it becomes a totally different dynamic.
Best team remaining in the playoffs is?
That's a loaded question, Dan. I would give, I'm not one to shirk and stay away from hard questions, but Anaheim's so darn good. Chicago's fantastically good and deep, and they know how to win. They're the only team right now that will have the rest of this playoff that's actually won a cup, and they've won 2 cups in the last 5 years. So they actually know what it takes to win, and I think so. Just because of that, they're the champs. They have the belt. It'll be interesting because the Rangers went to the final last year. That's valuable experience. Anaheim won in 2007, but not a lot of those players are left. Corey Perry, Ryan Getzlaf, Francois Beauchemin, those are the guys left in Anaheim. But you look at Tampa, and I was fortunate enough to go down there and do their Game 7, Dan, the other night. I'll tell you what, they're young, they're fast, they don't know any better. Ben Bishop, their goalie, is really starting to percolate. And that environment down in Tampa that's been created by ownership, and Steve Yzerman is phenomenal. So I think we got 4 teams, and I think any one of the 4 can win, Dan. I really do.
Yeah, the Lightning. Then you got the Martin St. Louis and Callahan trade. So, you had a little drama there as well. So, right?
Absolutely. Well, you got Ryan Callahan, you got Brian Boyle, you got Anton Strawman, you got St. Louis obviously up in New York right now. The one X-factor player I think going forward for the Rangers, if you're a fan of the Rangers, will be Chris Kreider. I think the way Tampa plays perfectly into Kreider's style. Dan, I was talking on Canadian radio earlier this morning, and I was driving back from the Garden last night to where I live in Connecticut, and I was thinking, what's Tampa, New York going to be like? Every series has an identity. And I was thinking, it's going to be all about speed. It's going to be a drag race. It's going to be like Shirley Cha-Cha Muldowney against Jake the Snake or Don the Snake Prudhomme.
I like that.
That's what I think Rangers are going to be like against Tampa. I really do. I think it's going to be a drag race, Dan. And then you look out west. What's Chicago, Anaheim going to be like? It's going to be like just 2 guys getting in a ring and smashing one another. But one guy can really hit, and he's got the big punch. That's Anaheim. And the other guy's like a surgeon. He's like Sugar Ray Leonard. He's like Mayweather. Silky smooth, sneaky, quick, that kind of stuff. That's Chicago.
Greatest Canadian musical act of all time is who?
Oh, boy.
Or artist.
That's a good one. I like Tom Cochrane. He's a friend of mine, so I'm going with Tommy Cochrane.
Well, he did give us one good song.
He did.
Let's take him out of it. Let's take him out of it.
Oh, man, that's a good one. I don't know. I mean, you would ask me that. I don't know, Dan. I'd give it to you.
Well, it's Rush.
Well, Rush is good. Yeah, no, Rush would be good.
I mean, I was hoping that you didn't go Nickelback, but
no, I wouldn't. No, I wasn't going to go Nickelback. Even though they're huge hockey guys, they love hockey. Yeah, they're big hockey
what
guys.
What about Loverboy?
From Drumheller, Alberta.
Is Loverboy from Canada?
I don't know that.
Come on.
I don't know, Dan. I focus on the puck. Come on, Dano. I'm like Henrik Lundqvist. You got to focus on the puck. Am I going to get to see your smiling face at any of these things?
Okay. We tried to go last night.
Oh, baloney.
Wait, Danettes, in unison, tell Pierre that we were trying. We wanted to go. We wanted to be there anywhere. Upstairs, blue seats, on the glass. Paulie?
Pierre, no one from NBC called us to offer us tickets.
We begged for 3 hours.
We just want to come watch you do your thing, Pierre.
Okay, here's the deal.
Okay, here we go.
You let me know what you want to do. I will get you credentialed. I'm telling you, and you will come and hang.
Okay, but my guys want to drink beer, so
they can.
Well, not with a credential on.
Well, no, you would do that behind the scenes. I've actually arranged that for other people that are in the same line of work as you.
I like that. So that's see, Gretzky doesn't make an assist like that.
Oh, he's made a few good ones.
But not like that.
That's true.
That's to Yari Curry. Pierre, great talk to you, buddy.
Oh, Dan, so nice to visit with you. Thanks for giving a little shout-out to hockey. Really appreciate it. I'm there for you whenever you want to come,
I like it. Save that voice. You got a long playoffs.
We're still going. Just got to get out to the golf course a little, dry up the throat. You know, Dan?
Yeah, I know. Must be nice. Thanks, Pete.
Take care.
That's Pierre McGuire.